We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Go. Go! Yes!
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. And right away he lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score, a fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly to fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Come on. Here we go, here we go.
Now this time, Garoppolo will throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now they'll run it on the toss. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Murray with a 3rd and long. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. To throw is Garoppolo. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And this
is taken in. It's complete.
And that one hurts defensively. They forced him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
13. 13.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a third and about 5. On third down, here's Coleman. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it, and they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
What you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains.
First down, Arizona.
Right there. 54 miles. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That goes for 14 yards. First down, Cardinals. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it.
Murray's pass, intended for his running back out of the backfield, brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got some space here. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with prior to the game. They always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. They'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football.
Oh, wide open, complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Andy Isabella, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Hassan Reddick, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. Got some room at the 30. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. A big play there for the Niners. 62 yards. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game, and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. On 2nd down now. It's Taylor, and he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Dancing to his left. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Trent Taylor, his 4th touchdown on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
I got you, Pop.
Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. That ball complete to Isabella. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Cardinals. Andy Isabella. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
13 yards there and a Niner first. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. Man open, it's Goodwin.
I'm going to hit you all day, baby.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Hassan Reddick in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Here we go. 180, 6, 5.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll run it on the toss. Room here to run. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And big problems there. They'll say this crossed out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Keep it up, keep it up. Check 24, check 24.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. And it sets him back for 2nd down.
Ready. 21, check back 21. Your track.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. Gonzalez's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. This will be taken very short. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. try the jet sweep on 3rd and long. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
Here we go, here we
The
go.
San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
11.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
3 down, 3 down.
Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. Sliding out of the pocket. Deep ball for Goodwin. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taken in at the 22. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Line 54. Here we go. Here we go.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a 1st down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
1st down, Arizona.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Watch the out. Watch the out. Let's go. Get set. Let it go.
Murray now on 1st down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. The nice footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. Only 3 there on the screen. It's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second 7. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. This is Breida. And he's got room. He's got daylight. The 40. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 76 yards. And the 49ers able to get this back to some measure of respectability. Gold with the extra point, so they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter.
49ers 14.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Come on. Watch time. Tight end right.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on to kick it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Here comes Pettis on the return. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals are in for 6.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now the defense loses him. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 32 on the play. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Chandler Jones make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score Cardinals 45, 49ers 14.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys collect.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And an alley to run. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20.
First down, Cardinals.
Watch the run.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
33. 6-man. Check at the Niners 20-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Murray under a heavy rush, and down he goes. D Ford in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long.
Check.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Murray. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. D Ford has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Fielded about a yard deep.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Here we go. 21.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Deep ball for Goodwin. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out.
And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now a handoff looking right. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. A big-time play there by the Cardinals. 61 yards that time on the ground.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Back to throw it. Murray to the goal line, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was David Johnson, but it'll be 2nd and goal. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Let's go. What we got? What we got? Hey.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. But you say 3 rushing touchdowns, and, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this.
It's caught at the 10. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 51 yards. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Gold able to tack on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gold now to kick it away.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Buying time to his left. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 40. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Murray's going to look to throw this thing. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Murray. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Cards, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.